All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a 1/2 cup of butter. So that's the whole stick of 8 tablespoons. And we're gonna mix that with 4 ounces of chocolate. I have a little scale here. You don't have to be super exact about it, but since I have it, I figured I would use it. So I'm gonna put that on, and then I'm going to tar it to get rid of the weight of the bowl and the butter. Now I'm gonna add 4 ounces. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna microwave this for 30 seconds and then mix it up. All right, after 30 seconds, the butter is mostly melted. We're just gonna mix that up real quick. And then you're gonna do another 30 seconds. All right, so after a total minute, the chocolate is mostly melted. I'm gonna mix that again. And then you're gonna do 15 seconds. The chocolate is done melting now, so just gonna mix that a little bit. Next, we are gonna be adding 3/4 a cup of sugar, and we're gonna be mixing this in slowly. You wanna get as much of it dissolved as possible. It's not all going to dissolve, but just try and mix it in. After that, we're gonna add 2 eggs, one at a time. Next, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then when we mix it with the dry ingredients, we'll whisk it to make sure that it's better incorporated, but that's good for now. And then you wanna go ahead and move to a separate bowl. Add 1/2 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 a teaspoon of baking soda. All right, now we're just gonna mix this together. And we're gonna slowly add in our wet ingredients. All right, at this point, I remember that I forgot 1/3 cup of milk. So we're just gonna add it now. It should be fine, I think. All right, and then just to add a little bit more chocolate, we're adding another cup of the chocolate chips. So that's pretty much the rest of the bag. Just mix that in. Now go ahead and preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. So these are my muffin trays. They're these like silicone ones that you can reuse. And I'm just gonna get a measuring cup and split it evenly, but tap it a little bit to try and get out some of the air bubbles. And so we're gonna be a little bit fancy and add a topping. So I have this fancy raw cane sugar, so it's just a little bit crystal. So this won't melt into the muffins while they're cooking. So 3 tablespoons of the sugar. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Just gonna mix this together. So now we have a cool cinnamon sugar topping, and we're just gonna add that to the top of each muffin. So now we're gonna cook these at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes, you're gonna turn the oven down to 350. Don't take the muffins out, and then just cook them for another 15 minutes. And I'll be back when that's done. All right, so this is them after they cooked for 5 minutes at the 425 and then for 15 minutes at 350. And then I let them sit for about 5 or 6 minutes. So they got a little bit kind of crispy on the outside. These are really good. The sugar's kind of getting everywhere, so They're a little bit messy, but they are really, really good. So I hope you try them. There's a lot of sugar. I'd actually maybe add a little bit more cinnamon to the batter. But other than that, they're really good.